Together we'll conquer, no limits apply. Eclipse rising, shining so bright. With delusion leading, we'll conquer the night. Together we stand, in battles we fight. In Mu dark Apache, our future is right.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Delusions, and today we are going to be taking a look at everything that came in through the patch notes, minus the server mergers, because we are not a part of that just yet. Um, but Corpse being a big one, that one is going to be something that everyone is going to want to participate in. It is broken up into all different kinds of sections that you will find throughout your dailies tab. Um, and we're going to kick it off by just giving some brief descriptions of what's going to be happening. So you've got corpse gathering. So this is going to be exactly the same as what gather sacraments would be in Chrysos, where you're going and finding either the blue crowns or the blue orbs, except this time it's going to be aquamarine crowns or aquamarine pearls. Now, when all of this stuff kicks off, what does that look like for you? Okay, if we open this up, it gives us a little bit of a spoiler or a little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come. Um, Here is your neutral corpse zone. This is where everybody can go and perform their daily tasks and whatnot. But from the looks of it, we're going to be matched up with 4 other servers. So that means 5 servers in total, all battling it out to try to pick up some of these items. Um, Moving on, we've got the Corpse Quest. Look familiar? It should, because this is going to be exactly like your guild quests. However, there's a catch. So you can only do one or the other. Um, if you choose to put all of your eggs in the corpse quest basket, you will not have guild quests to do, so you will not be able to gain those S tier dungeons. However, you will get S tier activities coming into the corpse quests. So unlike the guild quest, the corpse quests are coming with all kinds of different stuff. So you've got some soul sacraments or sacrament upgrade scrolls, as well as this right here, military merit. So what is military merit? That is going to be a new currency that is going to be implemented, which we'll talk about here shortly. But just to give you an idea of how these quests work, we're going to go ahead and hop on Kratos, and we're going to test this out. So of course you're going to get new dialogue that comes in with some of these, and then it's going to kick you right off into a activity similar to what you would be doing in your guild quests. So you're going to be tasked with going and killing a certain amount of monsters. You'll be able to go through and be um, a part of killing some mini bosses that are going to be popping up, or not necessarily mini bosses, but they're going to be more in the terms of beefed up elites. So they're not going to have super huge health bars when you're going through and doing these, but it will all contribute to something in the end. And that's where we're going to be able to start gaining a lot of our newer resources. So we've gone ahead and we've completed this. All right, it's exactly what he wanted. He thanks us. And then now we get to go right back into doing more quests. So just like the other guild quests, we can go through and we can refresh these up to 4 times to kind of get the marks that we want. However, unlike the guild quests, we can now purchase some extra attempts. So obviously it says that we have insufficient diamonds on this account, so we're not going to worry about that too much. Um, so we'll just continue on going through, and my hopes is that we're able to get one of these S tier um, little missions so that I can kind of show you. I actually was able to go through and play a little bit on it through the Delusions account. and was able to get um, get a couple of these to pop up, and you are then tasked with killing what they call the rulers butlers, which are going to be these bigger elites that I was talking about. Which again, hopefully we'll be able to go ahead and complete some of those as we go. So we're just going to rush through. I don't want to leave any attempts wasted, um, especially coming into some of these A tier classes. Um, and let's see here. All right, perfect. So right here is one of them. It's Ruler's Defense. So the ruler's butler secretly infiltrated the corpse estate, defeat the butler, and defend the estate. So now we can go into our neutral corpse area. And again, this is gives you a total count of all the butlers that are still remaining. Um, Gives us an idea of what we can expect out of these. Again, there is a lot of different chests. Mythical Beast and Insignia chest, which we'll touch on. More rune shard chests, awakening jewels, feather materials. But again, there is so much that's going into this, so we're just going to have to try to figure out what what all it is that we need to do. So here is the corpse estate map. As you can see, it's very big, and you can, traverse through the whole area. But if we were to just step right out of this initial entrance that's usually marked by these little lighted barriers, there's going to be butlers that are going to be around in the central and the mid and the lower part. So it's just all about tracking them down. Looks like somebody's already killing one here. So we're going to go through and find our own so that we can give you an accurate representation of what you can expect. All right, perfect. Here we go. Here's one. So as you can see, it's one health bar. Um, the levels stuck right around 600, but as you can see, we're having to pump out some damage to get these down. You can also request support. So this is going to be a huge thing because once you start supporting for these here, and we can take a look, um, I guess after we kill this one, and hopefully they'll still have some available. But they give massive amounts of reputation, or I guess the daily support reputation, I should say. Um, so you should be gaining somewhere around 200 to 250 reputation every time that you support, which again, you're going to be able to collect contribution points off of those supports as well. I want to say it's right around that 5 mark. Um, as you can see, we have somebody that's came to support us, and then we'll start whittling this thing down until we finally defeat him. All right, so as you can see, we had some drops there. We picked up a Wings Rune chest, which we will go ahead and take a gander at it, and it's just like what we would find it out of our ancient bosses, picking up those green runes for our armor sets. Now this is going to be able to provide us runes for our wings. You have one of see, you can receive one of the following, either the ash light or the jade light. Ash light being able to increase your elemental attack and defense, as well as increase your skill damage by 3%, whereas the jade light um, is going to be right about the same, just slightly boosted. Um, but the ash light is going to be for your first wing slot. Your jade light is going to be for your second wing slot. So let's go ahead and use this. We can, then kind of go through and choose. So we're going to go ahead and we were going to get all of Kratos's first wings slotted in. So we've got that. Now we've also got the rulers, butlers, wanted reward. So this is the reward for being able to complete that task as well as take this butler down, which is going to reward us one of the following randomly. So we could either get the legendary mythical beast insignia, we could get the unique mythical beast insignia, a unique wings rune, that would probably be for our third or fourth wings. Um, or we're going to get some garnet jewels or epic mythical beast insignia chest. So we're going to go ahead and use that. Unfortunately, all we got was the garnets, but now we can go back to our chests or quests here. So we're going to go ahead and complete this. So it's going to auto guide us all the way back over there. And then once we've made it back, he'll go ahead and allow us to complete that. We're going to pick up some more quests. Looks like we're stuck with some more of these A rank quests, so we're just going to leave these um, for a little bit later, and we're going to move on to something else. Now, I'm pretty sure I said it, but if I didn't, you can purchase another maximum attempts of 2, which would bring you up a total of 7 for these quests, and it is constantly keeping track of all of the currency or the corpse merit that you have gotten. Now, we've said corpse merit a couple times, so let's figure out what that means for us. How do we use it? What can we get with it? Is there, a shop for it? And yes, there is. So you can go into the Garnet shop and right up here where you see all of this text that has just not been properly kind of formatted into the field here, we can go ahead and click on this and it's going to open up the military merit shop. So in here, you're going to notice that there are things that are locked behind different ranks. So we are going to start out with just our no rank here. We've got our escort rank. We've got God of Battle rank, Shock Troop, and then Knight rank for the time being. Now, these ranks are going to function just like how we would rank up in the guild. Um, so as you start completing so many of these and gaining so much reputation or this merit currency here, military merit, I believe it is going to be kind of pushing us over the top, allowing us to achieve these different ranks, which is going to then in turn unlock some of these other things. So the mythical beast flame, uh, again, we're not able to view any of these until it comes down to us unlocking them, but the wing star is used to unlock those wing rune slots because again, these wings are not going to come pre-equipped with the rune slots that we need to socket these runes in. Um, so there's a little bit about that shop. Now, obviously, you have a corpse chat system. So as you're trying to manage your corpse alliances or anything like that, which again, it would probably be good to talk about this. So going into the guild, um, you can notice that once we hop over into info, we're looking at the guild list and we look at the corpse description. So it says when you join corpse, you can collect rewards by participating in demon ruler raids and conquest battles. But if you haven't joined corpse, you can still participate in the daily quests and in a neutral corpse estate, as well as the rulers, butlers quest, sacred artifact gathering, corpse quest, and corpse support. but the rewards will be lower than what you would have received as a Corps member. Now, there has not been any fine definition of how does your guild become a Corps guild. Um, there is nothing that tells us uh, if we are a part of that or if we are not. So again, this is one of the things that we're just going to have to figure out in time if it's going to be something that is going to be a um, a bid system, kind of like how we do our convoy supports. There is still so much to know, but I'm hoping that we get a little light shed on that today once we start getting into our what would be convoy times, um, and hopefully be able to pick up on some of those newer mechanics and figure out ways that we can get this implemented. Now, other things that are new, again, the Corpse Gathering, we've discussed that a little bit. Corpse Quests, we've covered that. Rulers, Butlers, we've covered that a little bit. Now, Corpse Support, um, we would then find that in this section here, which again, we were able to collect contribution off of 5 Corp supports daily, which in turn will grant us that 200 to 250 reputation upon supporting our guild members that are requesting these supports. Now, as you can see, you have an additional accept commission and send commission. So this is something that I really wanted to touch on. Because it is not something that um, has been previously, explained to a high extent. So the Gold Commission level up, so the only time that you would need to purchase this package is if you were wanting to push out um, all of your all of your dailies completely. Solo bosses, world bosses, ancient battlefield, and elemental chaos. Um, all of these things are going to be something that you can push out there. If you really wanted to make this an idle game, you could do that. You could hop in for 5 minutes, say, hey, look, I don't want to do any of this, so I'm going to contract out all of this and let somebody else do it for me. So what we're going to do, and what you will probably do for the majority of the time, is you can say, okay, look at these bounty quests. I want to request these out one time. So we are going to do this. Um, it says sending commission bounty quest select reward coefficient. If you chosen N minus X reward, deduction attempts increase. If there is not enough, they will be auto purchased. Um, so what does that mean? So we are going to go ahead. It says here that we have 2 attempts, so we're going to go ahead and send these. Okay, so we've distributed those bounty quests, and we're going to go ahead and say, all right, I really don't care about doing Icaria, um, but you can go through and you can send these out. Now, you can increase this to a maximum of a tenth, um, and send out 5. Now, for those that are familiar with buying out your dailies, these again are all locked behind your VIP levels on how many you can purchase, which of course do require diamonds. So that is going to be something that you are going to have to purchase if you want to send out more commissions. In order to max all of your things out. So you could essentially take all of your time doing dailies, which would take you roughly an hour, and then cut that down to a few minutes, depending on how much you're wanting to spend and how much your time is worth to you. So with that, we're going to just do this. We're just going to go through. We are going to do our commissions for everything. Okay, so we have no more commissions that we can assign out, but we can also look in here and it'll give you the time that you requested, who is going to be selecting these, and how you can collect rewards. So these rewards are going to be for those that choose to say, hey, look, I see that you've sent this out. I'll go ahead and take on the burden of doing this, but these are the rewards that I want, and these are the rewards that I can be able to claim up to 3 times. So that's 750 reputation that you can get daily just by doing these commissions. You're also going to be able to pick up some of these live stones and some of these attack promotion scrolls that, again, you would probably only receive if you were doing those A tier guild quests. So it's almost as if they are restructuring how these rewards are passed out and who is able to claim them and how many they can claim at a time. So we're going to let our folks do that. But as you notice that we have stuff still left to do. Um, and that is just essentially because they want you to be able to do stuff. They want you to be able to participate and be able to help out with certain things. Um, Now, another thing that was introduced is going to be, um, let me see if I can find it here. I was just looking at it before, not sure how I've misplaced it at this point. But essentially, it is right here, the mythical beast. So the mythical beast is going to be something that is going to be a passive effect. Um, I don't think that you'll be able to go and put these in as far as um, a pet that follows you around or anything like that. Okay, going back to the commissions, it gives you a prompt. Okay, it allows you to know, hey, my bounty quest was accepted by Hail Mary, so I'm going to go ahead and move back into here. I can keep track of how long it's going to take to gain that commission or to be able to pass out that commission. As of right now, they have 2 hours to complete this. Chances of them taking that long, very unlikely. So, again, we're going to hop right back into looking at these mythical beasts. Looks like we can equip them with all kinds of gear slots, different things to help them out. Going through, looks like we've got quite a few that we can collect over time. I'm assuming that some of these will be tied into some events or just general unlocks as you start killing your corpse bosses and being able to gain some of these things. But like anything else, you can go through and you can combine your insignias to be able to kind of craft different pieces. Again, stuff that you're going to be able to collect through your corpse progression. And then you can get a general overview of everything that this is providing for your account. Um, Again, this is all going to be something that we're going to have to learn and understand with time, but as soon as I have the information, I am of course going to be pushing this out to you very regularly. But if it functions anything like how the Eagle system worked, it looks like we're going to be able to collect some different skill properties. So when attacking, 50% chance of critical hit, deadly hit, and excellent chance increasing by 10%. Again, lasts for 3 seconds with a 45-second cooldown. So is this going to be a passive that is going to function alongside the likes of the soul skill system? I'm not sure yet. Again, we're going to have to um, figure this stuff out. But it says that the skill is acquired when you are unlocking the mythical beast and reaching a C rating. So I don't know exactly what that means, but it seems like as we start to unlock more of these mythical beasts, we can kind of put them into this collective chain here to where we are able to equip 6 of them. Again, essentially allowing us to gain some of these benefits passively to be able to to help. So it says if you enter the battle immediately, the mythical beasts in your possession will enter the battle automatically according to their CP ranks. Yes, let's go ahead and confirm. Obviously, it's just putting them into a slot there. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at this point. That is the progression that we have. As you can see, looks like we've got um, my commission was accepted again by Hail Mary, again by Hail Mary, again by McCarthy Davy. And now I can go through and I can say, okay, this is what I have sent out for commissions. Now I can go ahead and collect these things. And I can collect them again and again and again until I have collected all of these. Now, how is all of this going to end up working? So it says you can send out a commission for daily quest in this screen. Once the commission is up, you'll be deemed to have to complete the daily quest in times, so a certain number of times depending on your coefficient you send. So only members of your guild can accept your commissions. If no one accepts, it can be canceled, but the Zen that you spent, or the gold, as I call it, that you spent when you send out the commission will not be refunded. If the commission is incomplete by 4:30 every day, the system will automatically complete it, and you can receive 90% of the reward. Um, but again, it's one of those things that if you just are very strapped for time, you don't want to do all of it, you can go through and send this stuff out um, and be able to participate from there. But now this is perfect. So this is going to be our introduction into the Corp system. I know that this video is going to be very long, but again, I appreciate you sticking with me because I promise there is information to go into this and I want to be able to provide it as soon as I can. So right now we've got a neutral corpse, okay? We can, it says you can use this after joining the corpse. So we can go to the corpse estate, kind of look around, corpse manager, don't forget to contribute. All right, well, I would like to join the corpse. So how do I do that? So we go into corpse, change insignia, can't do that. Corpse agreement, can't do that. Rank, looks like it does keep track of our military merit that we are acquiring to boost us up to these different tiers here. Um, corpse medals, how do we join a corpse? So you can use this after joining a corpse. Okay, well, it doesn't tell me how to join a corpse. So we are going to go ahead and conclude this here with the Kratos account, and I will see you back in just a moment on Delusion's account to see if we can figure this out. All right, guys, we're back on the Delusions account, so we are going to go ahead and take a look to see if we have access to do anything with the Corp system. Okay, so still having the same issues. Okay, looks like this might be tied to, oh, here we go. So my corpse looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that we can go through and look over. And this is under the rank rewards. So personally, I don't have anything. Don't have anything in a number one ranking. Looks like they do have some nice rewards though, uh, with being some titles for profile windows. Another profile window. Grand Honor Chest. So this would be our rainbow feather or our fifth wing combination. Uh, so our fourth wings are Greta wings that we are now getting in our um, Arena, top two guarantee, or top three of Arena has a chance of gaining these Garuda wings. There is an event going on now that you can pick them up for um, a ridiculous amount of diamonds. Also looks like we get some legendary agates, some soul of your mythical beast. I'm assuming that this is going to be used to upgrade. Yep. So soul of mythical beast enables mythical beast upgrades, and you can grant you powerful items. Um, Stepping down looks like they have another chance of gaining some of those materials, more of those there. And then basic honor chest down here at the very bottom is still going to give you some really, really nice rewards for participating, as well as some garnets. So I think that this is going to turn out to be something really, really fun. It's just a matter of being able to get the information when we need it and to be able to go through and actually um, be allowed to create our corpse. So once we do have that information, I will be sure to bring you guys up to speed on an updated video and allow us to be able to start putting together something better as far as a guide on how to perform better in Corps. But in the meantime, we've accepted some corps, or not some corps, but some commissions. So we are going through and we are knocking some of these out for our fellow guildmates. As you can see, I've got two ongoing. I've already completed one of those. So we can go ahead and complete this quest. And it's nice because it gives you a little bit of a um, updated kind of interface as how you can view and access the commissions that you have already accepted. Um, but again, with that, this was just an introduction. I just wanted to cover briefly on how all of this is going to function. And with that, I appreciate all of you tuning in, watching. I hope that this was informative in some way. And if there's anything I can do, if you've got questions, ask them. Let me know how I can help you guys. Again, I am working on a massive guide that covers everything in the game, as far as build guides for every single class and specialization, to tips and tricks, how to maximize your experience gains, what you should prioritize upon reaching um, your new tier sets, how to craft a lot of these things, and what you can do to better utilize your time and progression within this game. And with that, I am Delusions, and I am out.
So raise your sword high, let's claim our fame. With every boss fallen, we'll carve our name.